Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. And time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Hey, Drew James here from LearnGuitarInLondon.com. I hope you're having a great day. I'm playing an all-time classic made easy for you beginners out there, Unchained Melody by the EADGBE Brothers. And what a great song it is. Now we're going to be learning a beginner's version, which means no bar chords and a nice simple picking pattern. And even if the picking pattern is a little too challenging, I'll be showing you a little strumming pattern you can use for it as well. But it's mainly based at you people that want to get out there singing this song and you know a few open chords. Right, so let's start learning it straight away and delve into the left hand. So this song has plenty of open chords that you may have come across in your journey with guitar. I'm going to show you those chords, but I'm also going to tell you what they are, because if you do know them, then you might just want to skip ahead to the video to learn the order and the picking pattern and how they're put together if you already know them. But anyway, I'm going to show you the chords. The chords needed are C, A minor. We're going to be using a beginner's F, or F major 7, you might have known it as. The other chord we're going to need is a G. We're going to need an E minor, a C7, and a G7, and finally an E flat, which we're going to do up here on fret 3 as a D-shaped chord on fret 3. Okay? So those chords in detail. The strings, there are 6 of them. I label the strings EADGBE, Eddie 8, Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. The frets, fret 1, 2, 3, 4. The fingers, index, middle, ring, and pinky. Okay? So the C chord, index finger on fret 1 on the B string, middle finger on fret 2 on the D string, and ring finger on fret 3 on the A string. And for that chord, if we were strumming it, we'd play the bottom 5. The A minor, always quite a simple change from C to A minor, because the index finger stays on fret 1 on the B, the middle stays on fret 2 on the D, the ring comes underneath and plays fret 2 on the G. That gives us our A minor chord, locking those fingers together nicely, no distance between them. The G chord, well, you may have seen it done many ways, but the way that I prefer to use it specifically in this song is middle finger on fret 2 on the A string, ring finger on fret 3 on the thicker string, and pinky finger on fret 3 on the thinner string. Now this is using the weaker fingers in your hand, and I can understand how that is more challenging for you if you're starting out. But the reason why I'm promoting this as a G is A, because it's good to strengthen the weaker fingers and have that as a common chord. It's easier to go from G to C this way, but in this song, to go from G to G7, which is this, middle ring, pinky, index on fret 1, it's a much easier change than if you did this to that. You see what I mean? Okay, so that's how I do the G. The E minor chord, actually sorry, the F chord that we're going to be using is fret 1 on the B string, fret 2 on the G, and fret 3 on the D, and you strum the bottom 4 for that. I'll show you the picking pattern soon. Now if that's a little easy for you, you can always bring the thumb over to get the bass note there for the F, but don't complicate things, that'll be absolutely fine for now. The E minor is fret 2 on the A string on the 2nd fret and fret 2 on the D string on the 2nd fret. Okay. The C7 is you make your C like I showed you a minute ago, but you put your pinky finger down on the G string on fret 3 also, so it's a 4-fingered chord. And the E flat, well, if you know how to do a D chord off by heart, which is fret 2 on the G string, fret 2 on the E string, and fret 3 on the B string, you just take that chord and move it up 1 fret. Okay, and we're just strumming those bottom 3. So there's the chords. Now let's get into the picking pattern and how often we play things for. So I'm using fingerstyle for this. You don't have to. You could use a plectrum if you wanted to. But main thing is to get the hang of the pattern, and I'll tell you how many times we're doing things. So the C chord, we're going to be playing the bass note, which is always the first string we normally strum. In this case, it's the A string. Then we're going to play the G string, B string, E string, B string, G string. So we start at the top, miss out the D, then work our way down, and then come back. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, and that's a pass. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and that's called a bar or a measure. And our bars are important within music because they tell us how many times to do things and how to keep things like rhythm and tempo in place. Now, if you do that with a plectrum, that would be fine, but I would just say try some alternate picking, so down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? So that's a bar, and that's what we're doing. That's the picking pattern we're going to keep going throughout. The one thing that changes a little bit is our thumb changes the bass notes depending on the chord we're playing. So for example, when we do the F, the thumb starts here, and we don't skip out a string, we just go thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. Okay, so now let's put it together within the song. The first chord is C, which we do twice. And most of the time, I'm going to say twice. So this would be once, and then again. So we've got C, C, then to A minor with exactly the same picking pattern, twice. Then to F, or the F, beginner's F I'm going to call it, play the D string and do the same picking pattern with the D string. Okay, so that's C, A minor, my F, my G, then we go to G. So G, the thickest string is our bass note for G, otherwise there's not a lot of point in holding it down. And it's the same picking pattern, thumb, then this time skipping down to the G string every time, middle ring, middle inner. But you've got a bit more distance to travel as you skip down. And you do that twice, then back to C, twice. Then A minor, twice, then G, G, then G7. Now if you're doing G the way I've suggested, it shouldn't be a massive change to do it like that. You just get the index finger, put that down on fret 1, leave the middle and ring. Twice. Okay, so let's reference that with the melody. So from the beginning we've got C, my A minor, my F, I've G, G for your C, an A minor, lonely G, then 2 G7s. And then that basically repeats into the chorus. And C goes A minor, so F and G can do so C, or A minor, still G, another G, then G7. And then in that I Need Your Love, we're going to do 2 C's. I see your love. Then 2 G's. Same picking pattern. Then 2 A minors. I need your love. Then 2 E minors. Okay, first time we've had this chord. You make your E minor. To be honest, you don't even really need to hold it down because your bass note is the E string and then you're skipping down to G, B and E, which are all open strings. But put it down anyway because it's good practice for your open chord knowledge. So E minor, thickest string, twice. Then F, your love. G, G, C, another C, then C7, so pinky finger down, same picking pattern. Okay, then we're into the bridge, which I didn't do in my singing, but here we go. We've got this F, rivers G, to the F, to the E flat. Okay, so basically the chord changes, then instead of holding them for 2 bars, 2 passes of the picking pattern, we're holding them just for 1. So we've got 1, F, then G, then F, then E flat. So let me show you E flat. So E flat is fret 3 on the G and the E string, and then the ring finger is on the B string on fret 4 to make a D shape slid up. And the picking pattern for this, because we're kind of out of strings and we don't have an E flat here unless we do some sort of like horrible little stretch, we're just going to go. So the picking pattern for this is index, middle, ring, ring, middle, index. Index, middle, ring, ring, middle, index. Okay, so let's go up to that point. So there was 1 F and G and F, E flat, repeat, F and G, and then 2 C's, another C, then F and a G, and F, E flat, F and G, 2 C's. Then it repeats C, A minor, my F, G, 5, and it just goes round until you do the chorus the second time, and then when you've got this, I need your love, you know, is that really high bit? I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Okay, so that gives you a really nice basic beginner's start with that song. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please give the video a thumbs up and please support my channel. Just hit the subscribe and hit the bell icon. Keep on playing and I'll see you again soon for a new lesson.